Have y'all ever had anybody complain about the brightness of an HDR image?
I mean, from experience, from projectors, yeah, I mean, they do
Yeah.
tend to lean dark.
Yeah, see, that's always the big gripe is, projectors will tend to lean dark for HDR content. But what happens, and again, the reason that's happening, and it doesn't matter, really whose projector you're using, is the projector has to preserve some of that dynamic range and that headroom to be able to hit high peak brightness. So since a projector is only going to get 150 nits, usually again, 200 maybe the very best for HDR content versus the 1,000 nit that you're getting on your TV, it's always going to look darker. So here's where, kind of our, processing, kind of comes through. And but I've got some screenshots here that actually show the difference between the more scene by scene tone mapping that we were doing on the previous 7,000 versus what we're doing here on the 8100. So this shot that I've got up here is the Amy Winehouse biopic Back to Black. And in this scene here, you can see on that one on the left, man, let me ask you guys, do y'all see the drummer back there?
No, not at all.
No, man, he kind of disappears. But what we're trying to do with this is we're trying to show a very balanced image to get the appropriate level black to give you the appropriate highlights. But the projector sees this as a darker scene, so it's going to go a little bit darker. But on the right, can you see the drummer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. All of a sudden, we got 3 musicians back there on the right here. Maybe and I can even see a little bit of that crowd. So this is, showing how the projector, while still not going to be as bright as a panel, now with this fully frame-by-frame tone mapping, we can take a look at every bit of the image and get the appropriate level of brightness and shadow detail all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that example that you're showing us right there, I mean, the image on the left is definitely darker. The image on the right, even though it is lighter, it still has nice contrast to it though as well. So it's still a nice image, even though it is lighter.
Absolutely, and this is the really the choice that we have to make as from a processing perspective. And again, everybody has to do this because we can't get bright enough. Is we have to choose, what do we show? Do we show high brightness? Do we show deep blacks? Do we try and split the difference? And again, this is always kind of where we fall, is we try and split the difference to show as much theatrical and creative intent as possible,